Been asked so many times to talk about this subject because it mostly happened over the weekend, and I don't do a show on the weekend. And that's what this Canadian truckers and what's happening with that. Angle's always going to be different on this because I do think there's a lesson to be learned from it. I did speak, or rather, we did over at Blaze, me, Sarah Gonzalez, and Yaku Bullions, to Benjamin Dichter, who was a one of the original organizers of this whole deal, right? This convoy. And, he explained to us how it came about and all of that and what they're standing for and being against these mandates and the passports, particularly, and all of that. So, the angle that I want to take on this is I think is one that's going to be so lost on so many people. Now, in any given country, really that depends on, well, people aren't as self-sufficient in terms of like they don't have and grow their own food or anything. Truckers are the backbone of your entire country. Simple. And they ensure that you have goods and not services as much. Well, actually, yeah, because in the service community, they need fucking certain items that are getting delivered by who else. But truckers are the backbone of your country. Okay, so this is why this kind of Trudeau's kind of like you get a sense of antsiness because this is real and this is impactful. Okay, it's actually impactful because that's a group of people that matter. And the people that generally degrade that, I know in America's case, I can't speak for Canada, but in America's case, they look at these jobs as like, hey, it's just some sort of, it's not worth it for them to, because they don't understand how they get their goods. They just know supermarkets, right? Hey, I go to the store, the goods there, I get it, I'll go walk out. So that's why they have such self-destructive economic policies that they advocate, because they don't really understand how it is that they get their goods, right? They just know that it's there. And often they look at those people who drive these trucks as like lesser than them anyway, right? So it's like, hey, whatever, who cares? So it's going to be funny if that stuff ends up, because especially if it's America, a lot of these motherfuckers are done. But what this shows, so that's about how you feel about the Canadians or anything. It's irrelevant. What it does is it shows that culture matters. And there are ways to influence the political even landscape and the impact that that has had without sheer politics, right? Whether they be working on like an election cycle, waiting on one and just hoping that some politician comes to save your ass. No, I don't know if that's conducive. But there are ways culturally that you can change really the world, let alone your geographical area. And this is just yet another one of them. Okay? Where it's just, again, we talked to them. And it's just a bunch of guys got together. Not even a bunch. It was really just a few. And then that few turned into many, many more as they got more and more money. So they're prepared to wait this out as long as they need to. Right? Didn't go through the government. Didn't have to. This is something that I advocate that everybody implements in terms of a strategy. I think you look too much and too often to political solutions when politics is what got us in this fucking mess, right? But so many folks undermine cultures and subcultures as as a vehicle. And I think most of those people that do that are generally on our line of thinking, right? People that value liberty. It's an argument that I've been having with these guys for years. Trying to get them and trying to explain to them that they're like even Breitbart said, politics on the downstream, you change the culture. Basically what that phrase means is that you change the culture, the politics change. And it's not to say that the state isn't influential. No, that's not. That's far from what I'm saying. What we're saying is that you change the culture, the politics will already have changed. It's, so many people work backwards, except the political left, the social justice left, the authoritarian left. They realize that, hey, we're stupid. We don't have ideas on our side that are any good. No logical, reasonable person is going to ever listen to us. So what we'll do is just control the cultural stuff. And this is why they can get all these entertainers to just shield whatever narrative product it is that they want them to, because they're on their side and they're in their pockets because they had infiltrated that, right? That was something that they valued. And this was something that many people that were on our side thought was trivial. Hey, who gives a shit? It's just actors, actresses. Who cares what it is that they say? They're just entertainers. Like, well, kids probably care what it is that they say. You know what I mean? And next generations maybe care what it is that they say. Most people know these actors and actresses and the musicians and all these influencers and all this other dumb shit. They know them before they know their local representative. You know, it's impactful whether you think they're stupid or not. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Doesn't matter how dumb you think these motherfuckers are. Who cares? They're influential. You got to at least acknowledge that. But it's also a liberating thing, and it's also a reason for optimism when you look at this shit that's going on in Canada. And it looks like it's influenced a bunch of people to do things in their own countries that are living elsewhere. Culture matters. Culture fucking matters, man. And there is a way to bring about change, even in the near future, not just some, incremental shit, even in the near future, by utilizing the subcultures that you already belong to as your vehicle, for lack of better terms, or ironically. I encourage you guys to look at your own lives and see what ways you can kind of adopt some of the same things.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.